Alright Crocoduck Army, let's make this one a quickie. This is primarily going to be used as a shorthand for me to address my theist Facebook friends about my thoughts on atheism and what it means to me in one place. But maybe this will help you to explain this to your friends too. I find myself often having to explain to believers who know me only outside of YouTube what atheism is exactly, but that task is usually pretty easy. Explaining that I simply don't believe any gods exist is usually a pretty short conversation. The part that takes much longer, and that often follows the brief explanation of what it is explaining how atheism fits into who I am, how I perceive others, and my outlook on life in general. That part is much more complicated. My atheism itself, as I mentioned, is not terribly complex. The only thing I have to expand on further sometimes is that I'm an agnostic atheist, and that it doesn't mean I'm any less an atheist than any other just because I lack certainty. It simply means that I don't know God doesn't exist any more than you don't know that there's a silent invisible troll living under your basement. While there are philosophical proofs that people use to disprove God, spending time on that particular activity and arguing with the William Lane Craigs of the world are just not that interesting to me. By the time a Christian apologist gets to premise 5 of a philosophical proof, I always want to tell them to just boil it down to telling me what we see and experience that would require magic in order to happen. The less polite version of this is evidence or GTFO. Sometimes religious people get self-conscious when wishing me well about something, because they know I don't believe prayer is a special kind of magic that might cause things to happen. If telling me I'm in their prayers is in the spirit of general good wishes, then I, of course, never have a problem with this. On the other hand, if we've just had an argument about religion, and you cap it off with an "I'll pray for you," then that's just passive-aggressive. Because people know that I think the power of prayer is no power at all, sometimes people will assume that I think they're less intelligent for being a believer. I don't think belief has a lot to do with innate intelligence at all. I see all religions, ancient and modern, as creation myths. And most people of every intelligence level throughout human history have adopted their local, culturally appropriate creation myth. We're drawn to supernatural explanations when we don't have the answers. I fully understand that there are liberals, moderates, conservatives, and radicals within every religion, and that every religion and every religious person is different. When talking about a religion, I'll often talk about it as a whole, but I try to make it clear that I understand the numerous variations and don't lump everyone in a diverse group together. I'm also not of the opinion that the moderates somehow prop up the radicals by their very existence, or that moderates are somehow complicit if they don't speak out and wish to make their families a target for the radicals. That's faulty thinking, and the same kind of logic that terrorists use to justify killing unsuspecting civilians. For similar reasons, I'm much more concerned about how you treat people based on your religion than I am about your beliefs themselves. You can believe that purple-spotted snorkel whacker is God, and I won't care. But if you think peaceful people of other religions, or atheists, or gay people, are automatically morally inferior, I won't ask for an invitation to challenge you on that. There are some people who like to attach other beliefs to their atheism for various reasons. I reject that for myself because I like my atheism with no additives that can confuse people about the basic definition of atheism, no matter how worthy I think these causes are. My perspectives on cultural or political matters are not necessarily related to my lack of belief in any gods, so I keep those separate. Atheism is a very small part of who I am, and until I got more involved in making videos, I didn't give it all that much thought. While I'm sure that living in a more evidence-based society would pay dividends, talking about atheism publicly doesn't mean I'm trying to deconvert you personally. I'm interested in all kinds of issues in politics, science, and culture, as well as religion, so I talk about all of it. I've had numerous very civil discussions with people about these issues, and I'm happy to engage anyone on the topic. Understanding can be the seed of friendship, so let's understand each other better.